Okay, hopefully that is better. So let's try that. So back in it. Let me stream for Fizek at a way low frame rate.
Do I get 15?
You get 30.
30's fine. I don't need more than 30.
So far, so good. So we're back in it. So far, so good. As Minshew will walk rock back.
Now batting, the third baseman, number 20.
And here is Kenny Weast. Gets under that one, pops it up into shallow right, and looks like Minshew's gonna get out of the second. Just a walk, nothing doing, nothing much for the Knights. To the bottom of the second, Deputy, Miyuki, and McMaster.
Now batting, the third baseman.
As yes, if you have not refreshed the stream, please refresh the stream. We are back live. Ground ball to third. Weast gets past him, and that's a single.
Now batting, the catcher, number 40.
So here's Kazuya Miyuki. Currently just trying to have a better inning overall, but not a good start as a runner is already on. Gronda the short, back, flips it to giving him first, not in time as ball is hit a little bit too soft. And just to feel his choice at second, it brings out the top of the order and McMaster.
Not the same dinger that rather McMaster is top of the order. Never mind. I thought I got her confused with Marshall for a second.
Marshall's fine. That's going to be a sore roller. Weiss goes to first in time, beats out McMaster. Miyuki will head into scoring position. Here's Kawhi Matmore, who's had a pretty good season, actually, for the Vikings. And a cornerstone in that lineup. As that ball is outside, 2-1. 3-1. A strike, so full count. And a big curveball gets the check swing. Doesn't get called. And here is Judd French now with first and second, or the RBI triple.
I go watch.
Shut up. Please stop.
It's a meme.
I'm surprised you haven't made that a command.
I mean, that's a good idea.
No.
I do think Cycle Watch. I don't know if Josh is still in the chat. I think Cycle Watch might be a good T-shirt idea.
That ball's hit pretty well into center field. Will it be shotgun? And it will as Hatman gets the out. As Judd French, 2 hits. He's hit him pretty well. That one, unfortunately, an out for the Vikings. So we're heading to the third. Vikings had a couple runners on, but unable to convert. And here comes Dave Sacred.
And this Knights batting has gotta wake up pretty soon because the Knights are not gonna stop their relentless pursuit of runs.
You mean the Vikings?
Yeah, that's what I said. Vikings are not gonna stop their relentless pursuit of.
You said the Knights.
I said the Knights batting needs to wake up because of the Vikings' relentless pursuit of runs. Chat can back me up.
You said the Knights.
Chat can back me.
You said the Knights relentless pursuit of runs.
I said the Vikings' relentless pursuit of runs.
You said
Chat's got me. Chat's got me.
Here's Chaz Leathers, a runner on first. Goes after the one away outside. Comes up empty, of course. Again, swings and misses. 0-2. That ball's hit pretty well on the left. Is it going to stay fair? Oh, just foul!
Oh!
It just carried over the line. So lucky break there for Minshew. Oh my God, that's a ball? 2-2. 3-2. Ball's hit in the left. That's gonna be caught. That's runner retreats back to first. Here's Levi Booth.
Right fielder, number 19.
You'd like to see him. He's been producing for the Knights this offseason. This would be a great time for him to step up.
As that ball hits pretty well into center field, but looks like it'll be Shaka as French gets the out and just a runner on for the Viking or for the Knights. To the bottom of the third, Marshall Driver Nunez.
Now batting.
If we were in Tiger Den, that was an instant clip right there.
30.
Dude, if we're in Tiger Den, half of these balls hit, we're going to be home runs.
Well, no, because I said this would be a great time for him to wake up. Immediate home run.
You can't do what I do, all right? I'm the only one who can do that. And it's 3-1 to Marshall.
It's like if I said they really need to get to Miles Hurley here. Oh, I mean, that wasn't
Oh, stop it. A single in the center puts Marshall on, so another leadoff runner for the Vikings.
The left.
Third straight inning, I've had a leadoff runner in every inning so far.
47.
Here's Donnie Driver. Hit him well on the right, but well at Booth. For the first out.
Now batting. The second baseman. Number 11.
Balls hit to the left side of the field. It's going to be foul. 1-1 to Nunez. Fouled off. 1-2. That's going to be a grounder. Could this be two? No, they go to first. Feisig, do you think he had a chance at second there?
Now batting. The shortstop.
Potentially, but also with Riley Reed coming up, I know she's been hitting well above her stats, but just get the for sure out, and then face her.
Might have been able to end the inning, but Riley does not matter. Riley Reed hits the back, second straight ground ball to back, and he throws it to first. And the Vikings put a runner in score position, but not able to plate the run. To the fourth. Knights looking for a spark from Haley Angeles as she leads it off.
17.
See, I may have bad takes when it comes to whether or not CDC should be pulled, but that one I knew.
No.
Now batting.
A leadoff single for Haley Angeles brings up Andy Gibbon. I believe he was an all-star now. I think he was. Reserves. As Angeles was off on the pitch, a hit and run, but it's just going to be lofted and a right. Marshall's going to get the out.
Now batting. The catcher. Number 13.
A little soft roller, deputy to second, and around the horn they go for the Dragons special. 6-4-3 Dragon special ends the inning. To the bottom of the, or to the top half of the inning, however, to the bottom of the fourth. Gage Deputy will lead it off.
Number 10.
What can the utilitarian do here?
Hits a single. Another leadoff runner for the Vikings.
Now batting. The
So
catcher.
Feisig, tell me about the matchups this season between these two clubs as they are in division. I've had three total matchups so far in this season.
Well, their first matchup of the season was Week 2, Day 3 at the Vikings. The Knights got a 10-8 win here at Shaka.
And what a play
Ooh.
by Gibbon!
Now batting. The first baseman.
Absolutely slid like he was on a slip and slide.
Question, that 10-8 win was actually at Swagger Center, and then they faced off Week 10, Day 2, and the Vikings got an 8-6 win. So 2-run differential between those two. Then you flash forward to game 15 for each of them. Knights lost 3-2. Vikings pulling it out with a walk-off home run in the 10th.
Hitter. Number
What an exciting game for that one as well.
Actually, I think it was the 11th. I think there were no runs scored in regulation. The Knights put up 1. The Vikings tied it at 1. Knights went up again, and then the Vikings walked off, I think is how it happened.
As a strikeout for Hurley, he gets 2 outs, and here is
fielder.
Judd French with first and second. Shut up. He falls in the right. Judd French has another RBI, and it's 3-0 Vikings. Another one on the board for them.
Fielder.
I couldn't even comprehend your statement, and it made me lag in my head. Gets jammed into shallow left. And And that's it for the Vikings. But they get one. Once again, Judd French, 2 RBIs for him so far in this game. It's 3-0. Heading to the 5th.
The shortstop, number 33.
As Gardner
Yeah,
Minshew is locked in.
Minshew, he did the same exact thing to the Dragons in the conference semifinals, and he's just picking up right where he left off, and really right where he was all season.
Yes, in the pitcher of the year conversation. As Deputy across the diamond gets the out. Brings up Kenny Weist.
Third baseman, number 20.
He's got tough competition in that pitcher of the year conversation, though, and one of the biggest competition is someone who we will see in the last game of the night.
Yeah, exactly. You know. Also, Darrell Cage. Outnumbering wrong fielders. Hannah Bradley considered. As that one's going to stay in play. Noodles Nunez for the second out.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number
And here is Dave
21.
Sacred. Through the hole and past the two diving infielders, so it's a 2-out single for Sacred. As the Knights just looking for anything really, just to get themselves going.
Number 26.
Best pitching and arguably best pitching staff in the league versus arguably one of the best lineups in the league. As that one's gonna get to left, and the top half of the 5th is over. To the bottom of the 5th, Donnie Driver, Noodles Nunez, Riley Reed, 2 up.
Now batting,
Still 3-0.
the left fielder.
I know we're only 5 innings in, but this is just a testament to what the Vikings have done all season. They have their pitching just absolutely suffocates you, so that any runs that they score feels like it's the knockout punch.
Yeah, I agree. They're just playing their game, you know, getting those timely hits, using Shaka to their ability.
Now batting, the
And like I have said, I really feel like the Vikings, like, I know we don't technically have home field advantage, but I really feel like the Vikings get home field advantage from Shaka because they use it better than any team in the SSBL. As that ball's popped up, can Weiss get there? He will. Nice snag by Kenny Weiss to track that down. So 2 outs for Riley Reed. And
It also has to do with like the foul territory as well. Like it's not very forgiving if you make bad contact.
yeah. And you know, Fizek, you know, it's really good for Hurley to, if he can at least go 5 here, you don't have to use, you know, Dante Smalls early. As he gets a 1-2-3 inning, so we'll head to the 6th.
I mean, you just pull a Mario Wrestles and just go for 5.1, not even care.
The first baseman,
Shaz Letters, he's over 2. He struggled at the plate a bit. As first pitch is a strike. Gets some weak contact, goes up the ladder for that one, sends it into left. Driver tracks it down for the first out.
now batting, the right fielder, number 19.
It's been just so silent for the Knights. Like it just feels like they really haven't had a chance.
But that's how the Vikings have played their ball all season. As he gets a walk, good eye by Booth. That had some wicked movement on that. That slider had some wicked movement.
The left fielder,
And here's Haley
number
Angeles.
17.
Angeles hits that pretty well on the right, but Marshall right there to make the out.
They need to get a little deeper here, even if they don't score any runs in this inning. They need to put up Minshew's pitch count a little bit more.
Minshew at 74. Trying to go through 6. He's behind Gibbon on 3-0. Gibbon, that's going to get into the gap, and that's trouble. And Shaka rolls to the wall, bounces off the wall, running from third, is going to round home easily. And Andy Gibbon puts the Knights on the board. It's 3-1.
The ball's to swing on 3-0.
Number 13.
Gets the green light. And now I'll bring up Vinny Bates. Bates hits that one. No, Nunez won't get there. Another run will score. Pair of doubles gets the Knights a pair of runs. And quickly, after you're saying it was quiet from the Knights, all of a sudden they're waking up for 2 runs.
Started with that walk, took advantage of it. Booth gets on base, and then with 2 outs, getting the clutch hits.
Up the middle. Gotta get past Reed. Here comes Bates. And this game is tied all of a sudden.
Now batting the
Well, the Knights have increased Minshew's pitch count.
All of a sudden, man, like, you know, you were saying this game, you know, it's quiet, you know, it's just going along. All of a sudden, the Knights get 3 runs off a pair of doubles and a single that just gets past Riley Reed. Ball snagged by Nunez. Throws the first in time. But the Knights are back in it. Both teams have 3 runs, 7 hits. It's a tie ball game. We're in the bottom half of the 6th. And here's Gage Deputy, the All-Star, 2 for 2.
Whitney noting earlier in the game that the Vikings were stranding a couple on the bases and wondering if he was going to come back to bite them. Well, we're tied here at 3.
now batting the
As first pitch swinging is Deputy, but she just sends it to left for the first down. Here's Miyuki on second pitch swinging. Back, a routine ground out, 2 outs. And this will be huge if Hurley can get through 6 himself, really.
14.
Didn't have the greatest of starts, but again, it's about how you finish.
As it's 1-2, McMaster offers up the 1-2 swing and the miss, gets it back her. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Hurley. We're through 6 to the 7th, the back third. Sacred, Hotman, and Leathers. Here's Dave Sacred. Minshew still in there. Isaac, what is your thoughts on Minshew staying in there so far? Has he run at the end of his rope?
I mean, didn't have a great last inning, but he was looking pretty spotless through the first 5. I mean, I think the same rules apply here as I was saying for wrestles. I think if he lets on a base runner, need to pull him, but until he does that, keep him in.
As the umpire starts the lawnmower on Dave Sacred and he's down on strikes. That's it for Minshew. Former pitcher of the year, Burt Barnstormer. Or sorry, reigning pitcher of the year, Burt Barnstormer, coming in to pitch. As here's Hammond. Barnstormer hasn't really had the best track record. Isaac, tell me about how he's been this season. And of late.
Barnstormer, 18.2, 23 hits, 10 earned runs, 9 walks, 11 strikeouts, 4 home runs, 4.82 ERA, 1.71 WHIP. Did nearly give up the game to the Dragons, but held on steady.
3-1 to Chaz Leathers. And he gets a walk. So Leather is on.
Now batting the right fielder.
And here's Levi Booth.
19.
A runner on first, 2 outs. Check on Leathers. Nothing doing there. Booth offers at the 0-1. He fouls it off.
It would be huge for the Knights to get a win here, not just because there would only be 2 wins away from a Super Series, but to get one at Shaka and then go to Swagger Center, even if you drop the next game. And I think you favor the Knights' chances at Swagger more than you favor them here at Shaka.
As Booth, infield single for him. So here's Haley Angeles with first and second, and a real chance to the Knights to take the lead for the first time in this ballgame.
He's choking. Burt Barnstormer is choking.
Yeah, it's just like the Philadelphia 76ers. Goes down low for that one. Reed picks it up, throws it the first, and the Knights strand 2. To the bottom of the 7th we go. I am A Square, joined by Isaac. Thank you for joining us. If you're enjoying the stream, please give us a follow. We're only in the Conference Championship, Super Series, the championship for all the marbles will be next week. Also, player submissions are live for anyone willing to put your player in the league, as that ball is in the left. And what a play by Rob Beck!
Now batting the center
As there's a link for submissions. That's it for Miles Hurley. Noel Newman coming in instead of Dante Small. So interesting there. And also, just to finish this, if you want to join the league, please follow the Discord for all your things SSBL. Isaac, please give me the rundown on Noel Newman.
Noel Newman this season, only 7 innings pitched in the regular season. That's going to be a double there. 6 hits, 4 earned runs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, a 5.15 ERA, 1.14 WHIP.
By the way, Cycle Watch on Judd French. He's only a home run from the cycle.
Number 37.
Don't say I didn't warn you.
You said it at a triple. Shut up.
Yeah, that's the meme. If you watch the minors playoffs, you would know.
I did watch the minors playoffs. Well, the Corns of Pop took it all after being the favored. 2-2 to Marshall. Takes the ball up high, 3-2. Strike 3 called! Starts the lawnmower. The slider drops right in there, and she did not pull the trigger. Big strikeout for Newman, and it's 2 outs for Donnie Driver.
Connor right now, Judd French, walk-off home run to get the cycle in the bottom of the 9th.
That'd be Pog. 1-2 to Driver. Strike 3 called! Shoots the arrow into the air as Driver is also down on strike. Back-to-back strikeouts for Newman to end the inning. To the 8th we go. Still deadlocked at 3.
Number 2.
Some nasty sliders coming from Newman. And 2-2.
Interesting to see what Barnstormer was able to do here after a little shaky 7th.
Well, he'll start with the pop-up. Looks like Miyuki's going to be camped under it for the first down.
Now batting.
Here's Vinny Bates.
Number 13.
And back-to-back pop-ups. Barnstormer will take this one.
Now batting.
And here's Rock back.
Shortstop, Number 33.
Steve Wright.
0-2 to Rockback. Offers at the 1-2, and he'll just foul it off. We'll try it again. Looks low, makes it even at 2-2. Rockback hits that pretty well on the left, but hits at the driver, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Barnstormer. To the bottom of the 8th, Nunez Reed deputy duo for the Vikings. This kind of reminds me a little bit of the division playoff, the game number 15. What do you think, Isaac, so far?
Yeah, that game was scoreless, but it was also such a low-scoring game as well. Not much separating these two. And to be fair, this season, not much has separated them. Not in terms of record, not in terms of run differential in the games that they've played. Really, these two teams, they're not really built the exact same way, but they're very well matched against each other.
So leadoff walk to Nunez. Here's right there. There goes Nunez. Throw to second from Bates. Not in time as he beats out the throw. 0-2 to Reed. Gets Reed! Oh my God, what a slider!
Now batting. The third
As Reed is down on strikes. Oh my goodness, that was probably one of the nastiest sliders I've ever seen in this game. Oh my God, dude.
Newman is you know, it's a heavyweight coming in place of Dante Smalls.
Popped up in the shallow left, not going to get the runner over. Retreating to second is Nunez. Angeles gets the out. So after the leadoff single and the stolen base, 2 outs. And here's Kazuya Miyuki.
number 45.
A changeup called for a strike. Offers at the 0-1, he comes up empty, 0-2. Yuki's 0 for 3. Down the line, foul. Just gets a piece of that slider. And it's still 1-2. Misses up, 2-2. Changeup misses inside, so full count. Goes after it. It's going to stay fair. Leathers steps on the bag. And again, the Vikings strand another runner out there. In scoring position, no less. And we're heading to the ninth, Isaac. 3-3. What is your thoughts so far on this game and like how it's been progressing?
Yeah, again, like, you know, same thoughts in the bottom half of last inning. Like, it's just, I don't want it to go 5 because I don't want to cast 5 games. But also, if it did, it would kind of be like the minors. I feel like the minors Super Series that went to 5 was so much fun to watch, and that's really what this is. It's so fun to watch these two teams who you genuinely have no idea who is going to come out on top.
And that's it for Barnstormer. Ernie Woodward is going to come out to pitch. As that ball
that's
pops
huge.
it up huge with first and second, no outs. It's going to be an out. And here's Shaz Leathers. Pressure's all the way up. Knights trying to take the lead late.
Absolutely monstrous there, especially with runners on first and second and nobody out.
Another one's lofted in the left. And the runners once again will stay put. And 2 big outs as Woodward comes in and is doing the work. But here is Levi Booth, probably currently the most dangerous hitter in the Knights lineup. Kenny Weiss is going to be lifted for a pinch runner. I don't disagree with this call as Newton's going to go for third. Throw it to third in time. And immediately she gets thrown out. Oh my goodness.
Have a look at that number 3 in the order here. Like, honestly, McMaster and Hatmore can walk it off, but I'm interested in that number 3 in the order.
I don't agree with the stealing third. I mean, if it's a base hit, she's scoring. 2-2 to McMaster. Newman's still in there. That ball's hitting it high, but not very deep. And it's shotgun into center. And Hatman gets the out. And here's Kawhi Hatmore. I know Isaac just wants French up. And as expected, here comes Dante Smalls. As expected. Please give a round of applause for Noah Newman, as she did great for the Knights tonight. Both pitching staffs really doing great. Here's Kawhi Hatmore. 3-1. Oh no, a leadoff walk. Puts Hatmore on first.
It's a shame for Noel Newman to die for this, to make it all this way just for Dante Smalls to come in and Judd French to walk it off with a home run, stealing a cycle.
A home run away from the cycle. How poetic, how like crazy would it be if he hit one right here?
It's gonna be on a 3-1.
Yeah, so that's not gonna happen. 1-2.
It's gonna be on a.
Stop it.
It's gonna be on a 2-2.
You're embarrassing yourself. 2-2. Not a home run, but it gets to the right side of the infield. So first and second, winning run 180 feet away. And here is Vicky Marshall. A single might do it, Isaac. Check on Hatmore at second. If you steal third, I will throw this game out the window. Oh my freaking God! Why? Why? That's why I'm better, Isaac. I told you.
Watch us be a single. Watch us be a single.
Oh, 1-2. Why? Breaks her back, but it's gonna get on top of the dugout. Stays alive. Somebody clip that. I called that so well. Oh my God. Full count to Marshall. Strike 3 called! And the Vikings once again have a chance. But they come up empty. We're heading to the 10th. It's extra innings once again.
Right fielder, number 19.
Hype in the chat, please. Lord, what just happened? Isaac, please process what the hell just happened in that 9th inning.
Oh, they're getting too greedy, just wanting to end it as quickly as possible for both teams. Like, Get the runner at third, don't have to think about it, but you can't do it with these catchers behind the plate.
Pops it up for the first out. And here's Haley
The
Angeles.
left fielder, number 17.
Through the left side, and the go-ahead runs on first.
Now batting, the second baseman.
Here's Andy Gibbon.
Number 2.
Runner was going on the hit and run, but it's popped up, and Nunez gets the out for the second out. I'm still processing that bottom of the ninth.
I wonder if Nunez does so many of those like flips, like shuffles and all that stuff that does with the fancy stuff does with the ball because his arm is so weak.
I don't know. Maybe it's. I would feel like it would be fielding. There goes Angeles, but it's not going to matter as McMaster gets it in play and gets the third out. So once again, to the bottom of the 10th, Vikings looking to walk it off. Driver Nunez, Reed due up.
The left fielder, number
I have a sneaking suspicion that Reed is going to come through here. She's been so
All right, dude.
fantastic,
I
hitting
am
well
so-
above her
I am
stats.
so tired of you trying to call your shot, but it not working.
It's a video game. We still got 2 more games after this. I'm just entertaining myself.
Back, throw to first, not in time. What a able to beat it out for Driver. And here is Noodles Nunez. When he runs on first. What an effort by Brock Back. Slider drops in there for a strike, 2-1. Comes up empty after the screwball. Ground ball, this could be 2. Newton just goes to first, gets the sure out as the speed of Driver is a factor there. And here is Riley Reed. And no to Riley Reed, Amir Williams coming in. Hasn't really had that many at-bats. But coming in a big spot as he's behind 0-2. He has whiffer. That is not good. And it doesn't matter! It's gonna get down! And the Vikings are going to win 4-3 off the walk-off single for Amir Williams.
Vikings, this series, these 2 teams, they always go toe-to-toe. The total difference in run differential for this entire season series is now 2 runs after the Vikings had a 1-run differential beforehand. Like, it's these 2 teams, they just can't get separated from each other. And the Vikings have had the edge here in Shaka. It'll be interesting going into our nightcap, our last game, if Shaka can provide that edge for the Vikings once again before they head to the Swagger Center tomorrow.
Yeah, and Amir Williams, a walk-off single to end the game as a pinch hitter. So a great move, and he had whip for active. But Fizek, so since you gave your thoughts, I mean, just who stood out to you in terms of?
I mean, I obviously got to give it to Judd French, who just lit it up, and who you were mentioning just hasn't really produced so far for the Vikings. I think everybody looked at that Jerry Briggs Judd French trade and, said, like, I don't know about this one. I think the Serpents benefited from this a little bit too much for that to be a fair trade. But if the Vikings win the Super Series, I think we can all safely say that he has proved his worth just from this game alone.
Ernie Woodward gets the win, Smalls gets the loss, but both pitching staffs really just pitching well. As Judd French is your player of the game. As what a second game. Both games really just been excellent so far, but that's going to do it for the second game. But don't go anywhere. We're heading right back to Red Rock to game number 2 against the Bombers High Rollers. Bombers lead them game 1, or the Bombers lead 1-0. Can the High Rollers leave home field with the series tied, or the Bombers take away home field advantage completely and leave 2-0? We'll see it next. Don't go anywhere. This is SSBL Baseball on Twitch.
your eyes, seek paradise, won't change your mind, can't shake the lights. I'll take the chance and roll the dice. I want it all, just for the night. I live it out like I'll never die. I lose my head in the starry skies. Can't tame me down, I feel so alive. Back down, only one way out. I let you run my life. Now you won't get me down. Untamed, guess I lost my mind. You turn me inside out. No one can stop me now. So turn up the light.
And we're back for game 2, game number 3 on the night, but game number 2 against between the Bombers and the High Rollers. Bombers taking game number 1 in a 7-4 win on the road. And Fizek, what are you looking for adjustments between both sides for this game 2?
Bullpen's got to be better for the High Rollers if they want to continue through this. Specifically, Peach Dropkin. Like, she comes back from injury, and the first game she comes back, not a performance that she would quickly like to forget. And like I said, for game 1, it's gonna really come down to these bullpens here. They got to be able to hold off these high-powered offenses in the late games, but especially for the High Rollers, like, if they lose here, it's not the end of their series, but they would have to win 2 at Emerald Diamond. And they got at least split here to get 1 at home.
So we're heading in, night game. At Red Run, game number 2.
Second baseman, number 10.
As that ball is hit to right, and the Bombers start where they left off. A leadoff solo shot for Billy O'Connell, and it's 1-0.
An interesting note for this game is that Johnny Sins is on the mound for the Bombers in the bottom half of the inning, already giving him some leeway here with that solo shot.
And his opponent, Green Campbell. Isaac, let me know how Green Campbell has done this season.
Oh, I gotta go pull up the stats here. High Rollers and Bombers.
As he comes back with the strikeout.
Now batting, the left fielder.
24.1 innings, 28 hits, 12 earned runs, 5 walks, 15 strikeouts, 4.44 ERA, 1.36 WHIP.
So not too bad from the number 2 starter for the High Rollers. And here's Benetti. As he looks at 2 straight, full count. Swing and a miss. So back-to-back strikeouts for Green Campbell. After the solo shot, here's Pablo Sanchez.
Number 6.
Up the middle into center field, and the Bombers just coming out swinging here in game number 2.
Now batting, the first baseman.
As that'll bring up Lexi Luther, who, Isaac, as you know, has had a hell of a postseason so far.
I mean, just those 2 home runs in last game alone, quickly becoming rookie of the postseason.
As 3-0 to Lexi Luther. Campbell finally finds his own for a strike. That's going to be a grounder to Turnpike. And the High Rollers come out. But the Bombers get one. A leadoff home run from Billy O'Connell. And once again, the High Rollers just find themselves in a hole. And to the bottom of the first, we go. As Alex Longstop, after his 0-for-5 game 1, comes out swinging, gets a single for his first hit of the series. As Fizek, tell me, how has Johnny Sins done, especially after that magical start against the Serpents? That one's hit pretty well in the center, but Bruce able to track it down.
11.2 innings, 11 hits, 8 earned runs, 14 walks, 10 strikeouts, a 6.17 ERA, 2.14 WHIP. An interesting start here at the number 2. Obviously, strategy from Whitney here. Let's see if it can pay off for him. Nice to have you, Elder.
Catch you, Elder. So Johnny Sands had that. And Isaac, tell me about that start he had against the Serpents in the last series.
I don't know if we have the stats for that.
Well, no, you were casting it.
I was. Oh,
Yeah.
was that game 2? You gotta tell me which game it was. Was it game 3?
2.
It was game. He was in game 2.
Or was it Dixon game 2?
I think it was Dixon game 2. Yeah, it was Sins who was in game 3. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, his offense absolutely raked it in, but he held it down on the mound for them.
Number 13.
14 runs scored by the Bombers and only 1 run allowed. And the Serpents only scored 1 run in their final 18 innings of season 6.
Strudley tracks it down for the first down. Here's May Bruce.
The center fielder. Number 3.
That's going to be a grounder. This could be a Dragon special. Turnpike back to Rage, and it's going to be a Dragon special at the end of the top half of the second. Going to the bottom of the frame. Faux Turnpike Strudley duo.
Now batting, the designated hitter. Number 4.
And Faux does it again! It's a solo shot in the right! And it's a tie ball game!
Becky Foe coming in clutch again, leading up the scoring for the High Rollers again. See if they can take that and propel themselves forward.
What a hit by Becky Foe. Second home run of the series. As Turnpike hits it well, but it's going to go straight foul. That ball into left. That's going to get down. So a home run and a single to start off the inning for the High Rollers as they're in business. And here's Ken Strudley.
The right fielder. Number 10.
Strudley hits that one pretty well to center field. May Bruce finds the area where she needs to be in for the first down.
Now batting, the catcher. Number 57.
Wrong start to the bottom of the second here for the High Rollers.
And that gets away from Sass. I want to say that was a wild pitch, and that was way outside. So 3-0, or yeah, 3-0 to Uptown, and they'll just put her on to keep the double play intact.
Now batting, the
But with Piston Open's speed, I don't think a double play is guaranteed.
27.
1-1. That's a ground ball. Tanner flips it to O'Connell. Throw to first. In time, a Dragon special. Good flip from Tanner and a good transition for O'Connell. Ends the inning big for the Bombers.
Shortstop, number 9.
But the game is tied off the solo shot of Becky Foe. And Tanner, nice dive by Range. He's going to flip it over to Campbell for the first down.
Now batting, the second baseman.
And now we flip it back to the top lineup. Billy O'Connell with that lead-off shot.
I've got a feeling this is going to be a real big back and forth affair here.
I kind of agree with you. And it's 2-2 to Billy O'Connell. Popped up. And Connell is retired. You know what I wish? I wish the conference championships were 7 games as well. I know it's not feasible because that would take like 4 days. But that'd be nice.
I gotta tell you, I'm so burnt out from this season. But yeah, it would be really cool to have.
Now batting,
I mean, you have done all the playoffs
number 4.
so far.
Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to having the month of July off.
I mean, but for the most part, during the season, as they're going to catch a Rifleman in a rundown, picked him off at the right time. But I'd say during the season, you probably easily had the most. And then
Oh yeah.
I would probably say I did a tiny bit more than Whitney, but we pretty much had the same thing.
The left fielder, number.
I think it'd be really nice tomorrow to have Josh back on the cast. I think it might be the first game that he will have casted since all the way back in season 5.
First SSBL game. As long stop, another hit for him. It's going to be into center field as well. First majors game.
The second baseman, number 3.
And I don't think he's ever done a multicast either.
No, I don't think. No, he's never. As far as I remember. 0-2.
I think potentially Zarby might have like hopped on like a voice chat, but nothing like what we do now.
Swing and a miss, an ill-advised swing from Woolley. I don't know what he saw, but he offers at it. It was in the dirt, and he's a strikeout victim. And here's Max Range.
Range has got some power here, and there's a lot of speed at first.
Liner. Oh, and he gets past the glove of Sanchez. I thought he would have that. A single for Range, first and second for Blind Ollie.
Third baseman, number 40.
Ollie offers up the first pitch, lofts it in the right. Rifleman's under it. The runner will stay put at second.
I don't know if you saw the icon. The runner at second thought about it for like a millisecond, but just because of the speed.
Foe into left, but it's going to get fouled. Becky Foe has been clutch for the High Rollers so far. 2 home runs. She tied this game. Started the scoring in game number 1. And she's even at 2-2. Can Sins finish her off? Liner. Sanchez gets it on the one hop. Tough play, but he makes it and gets the out. And the High Rollers strand another 2. To the fourth we go.
A little bit of a flip-flop from game 1 is like, not that the Bombers have wasted their chances, but the High Rollers are really not getting everything out of their halves of the innings that they should be.
Big swing from Benetti. Trying to send that to the moon. Strike 3 called! Starts the lawnmower on Benetti, and he is down on strikes. And here's Pablo Sanchez. And that ball is hit well into center field. Omen's going after it. He's at the wall. He jumps and it's gone. Sanchez, a solo shot in the deep center, 436. And the Bombers are back up 2-1.
I think it was just the angle, but that looked a little bit closer to being robbed than I think it actually was. Great by Sanchez there to get them ahead.
And no way! Lexi Luther into the gap. Oh, and it just missed. Luther's gonna go to third into the deepest part of the lineup, or the park. And it's a triple as the Bombers in the top of the fourth.
The catcher, number 35.
We're crushing them into Red Rock.
Das had a good ball into that deep part of the park in game 1. If she replicates that here, it's 3-1.
And she will not. She pops it up weakly. Uptown gets the out. And here's Trenton Pearson.
Designated hitter.
So the Bombers have a choice here. Are they going to have a good game or are they going to have a bad game? Are they going to get the runners in scoring position home or are they just going to do Bombers things? They obviously were able to get game 1, but you would think that Whitney would have a couple more years on his life if they actually were to get their runners in scoring
Back to
position home.
Campbell, and the High Rollers are only, even after a triple, are escaped with only 1 run allowed. And just the Bombers able to score off home runs, but not able to, get timely hits to bring in the run and play a little bit of small ball. So back on the mound goes Sins, and here's Turnpike. And Turnpike waits on that fork ball and sends it into center field right on it. As he has himself a single. Here's Ken Strudley.
Bottom half of the order for the High Rollers could be a changing point in this game. It's always been the top part of the order that can get things through, but if they can get the bottom of the order getting in a little bit more with that consistency, you're gonna have a better shot in this series, because right now they've got Foe and they've got some pieces, but it's that bottom of the order is leaving them to dry right now.
As Strudley pops out to center field, and here's Uptown. Uptown hits it into right. Back goes Rifleman, and Isaac, you were saying a 2-run shot. The High Rollers are up 3-2.
Arcane Uptown coming through. She's got the bat, and she just produced here. I mean, the High Rollers, they've got the offense. It's just the consistency they've been lacking, and this is looking a little bit more like the team that finished at the top of their division.
With the stadium open, the night hot air making these balls fly out of here. As every run has been a home run so far. Swing and a miss for Omen. If Isaac is kind of coming true, this is going to be a very back and forth game. And so far, yeah, it's a very back and forth against these two clubs.
And again, like the thing about it is that the starters are kind of going toe to toe in terms of what they're giving up, and it's so far it's been the bullpens that have really been the deciding factor. Because even with that home run, it's still only a 1-run game.
Long stop hits that to center field. Bruce, she's running out of room, but once again, inches away, more like 7.6 inches away from a home run, but Bruce able to catch it and reel it in for the out.
Number 3.
And here's May Bruce.
Given the quality of the High Roller starters, the Bombers have been able to see them relatively well. They're not seeing Campbell as well as they saw Tipsy, though.
As what a play by Blind Ollie. Campbell in the 5th inning is at 63 pitches, so a decent pitch count. Realistically, and Beatrice Tanner unloads into left center, and it's a tie ball game.
Tanner is thriving in that number 9 spot for the Bombers so far this postseason.
As that's the 5th home run this game. And we're back tied. O'Connell sends that the other way, and it's going to be a single.
It kind of goes into what I was talking about in the bottom half of that last inning, where the thing is that these starters are kind of going toe-to-toe. Ooh!
Early dive from Woolley. Not going to be in time. And it's first and second for Tyler Benetti. Ohio Bombers not done yet in the top of the 5th. Looking to try and take the lead here.
What can Benetti do here? He really hasn't rebounded from that Cyclone series yet.
Oh, and he's thrown out at third! Oh, no!
That was close. That was close.
Very, very close. O'Connell thrown out at third. And here is Pablo Sanchez, first and second, 2 outs. Sanchez already having a solo shot. Oh, and that gets away from Uptown. And that is huge, because now it's runners on second and third, and a base hit might bring in both. But so far in the series, the Bombers haven't been able to have that clutch hit. As now it's even at 2. Just outside, full count. And once again, the Bombers will come up short. Gets under that. Pops it up. Turnpike's under it. And a big 2 runners left on for the Bombers. Halfway through the ball game. Back and forth so far. As it's 3-3 heading into the bottom of the 5th. Ball's in the left. Can he get there? A sliding catch from Benetti! And it's one out.
The first baseman.
He still hasn't gotten to that same form from the Cyclone series, but he's really lighting it up defensively.
And it's going to be 1-2 to Range. Range chops at that one and fouls it off. Fastball inside. Low fastball, full count. And patience from Range awards him a free pass.
Now batting.
So 1 out, runner on first for Blind Ollie.
40.
By the way, you can turn me down just a little bit in Discord in terms of the vocal monitoring because I'm listening back to a clip right now.
But you're at 90% there. By the way, did somebody clip that one where I literally called a home run?
No, but I am clipping the
Or
one where I
sorry.
called it.
Or somebody, dude, it took like 3 tries. Or sorry, when I called the pickoff. Back to
Yeah.
Sins, to Tanner. Fires at the first into the Dragon special. And Feisig, both teams just leaving runners on.
This is very similar to the Vikings Knights game. I feel like the high rollers are kind of more so like the Knights.
Number 21.
As here's the
Zofkin
difference.
comes in.
Bryn Campbell
and-
done.
And this is what I'm talking about. Like, what can these teams do against the bullpens? Basically, even playing field after 5. What happens once we get into the last part of this game?
Now
As Lexi Luther pops out to the left, and here is Alyssa Sass. Pumps it up, and it looks like Blind Ollie's gonna get there.
Now batting.
So brings up Trenton Pearson.
Number 13.
And Pearson hits that into center field for a 2-out base runner. And that'll bring up May Bruce 0 for 2.
Now batting.
And no, Bruce will be lifted for Alfred Delia. Feisig, thoughts on the early pinch hitter?
It's not like I think that the issue is not the order right now. Like, especially with Bruce is not necessarily that bad of a bat. That was Bruce, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
As it
Bruce
does
is-
not matter, Delia will get walked. And here is Beatrice Tanner. Oh,
I don't think-
Feisig, is it gonna do it again? Remember last time when they did this? It doesn't matter as Tanner hits it into the gap. 1 run will score. Delia's trying to unhitch the trailer, but cannot, and holds at third.
too slow to make it around there.
And here is Billy O'Connell. And now walk Billy O'Connell to face Rifleman. So Bombers back on top, 4-3.
I think it makes sense. Rifleman is a little bit less than O'Connell. You're playing with a knife's edge here, though.
Liner, and it comes through for the Iowa Bombers. Missed a big opportunity there to really, put some separation between the high rollers and themselves. We're heading to the bottom of the 6th. And I told you they're doing it again. Pablo Sanchez coming in to play center field. Did the Bombers
No,
not have a backup outfielder?
His stats aren't really that like at least his arm is still out there.
And that's it for Sins. 5 innings. That was his last batter. Here comes Mario Wrestles. Much later than last game.
Yeah, he's only
Liner
got to get through
off
4.
of Luther. They'll at least get down at first, but runner moves to second.
Now batting. The catcher.
Yeah, do the Bombers not have a backup outfielder?
But I just don't. Yeah, that's why I don't like Bruce getting subbed out there. I didn't think it was that dire. Delia didn't even score because he's too fat.
Sass gets the out. 2 outs, and here is Piston Omen.
Bombers were able to get something off of Dropkin. Can the High Rollers get something off of Wrestles?
Just foul! 2-2. Ground ball. Delia can't get there. Here comes the runner. Benetti throw home. Cut off by Tanner. And it's a tie ball game once again.
The left fielder, number
Piston Omen coming through. Check on Omen in the dirt, but Luther keeps it in front of her.
I have been excited for this conference matchups. I feel like both the High Rollers, Bombers, and Vikings Knights really match well against each other. And we're really seeing that. Game 1, Bombers kind of blew it open a little bit, although the High Rollers were able to come back a little bit, especially after Rifleman basically saved the game for Wrestles, even though they would have only had they still would have had a 2-run lead at that point.
As long stop looks at strike 3. So we're heading into the 7th. We're tied up once again, folks. 4-all heading into the back third of this ball game. How will it end? It's been an exciting game so far. As here's Benetti. Grounder to range, steps on the bag.
now batting, the center fielder, number 6.
I know this game's exciting, but don't go anywhere after this. We have game 2, Knights, Vikings. Holiday versus Shep Franks. As Drunken has Pablo 1 and 2. See it, man! It's got him with the outside fastball. And it's 2 outs.
Batting, the
And here's
first
Lexi Luther.
baseman, number 20.
Jams her, foul. Pretty good one to hit. The changeup was left in the middle of the plate, but fouls it on offense. Swing and a miss! Dive fastball, got her, blew it by her. And we're heading to the bottom of the 7th. IMA squared on the call. Thank you for joining me. And also, Isaac.
The second baseman,
Also on the call. If you're enjoying the stream, please drop a follow. Conference championships continue into tomorrow as that ball's hitting the right. Also, player submissions also open for the SSBL. And if you want to get involved, that is not the one. And also, if you want to get involved into the league, please join the Discord link right there. There are a bunch of fun people in the Discord. As Woolley goes down on strikes. And here is Max Range. Oh, and 2 to Max Range. Swing and a miss! And these pitchers, Isaac, really just going after the hitters and getting success.
And they've each had 1 run against them so far, but especially as we're getting later into this game, who's going to make the slip up first? Wrestles and Dropkin are kind of the same caliber, especially now as we're heading into the 8th and 9th. They're both basically at the same pitch count as well. It'll be really interesting to see which of these teams gets past them first.
As here's Alyssa Sass to lead off the inning. Top of the 8th, still deadlocked at 4. And Sass gets on as she's heading into center. A single for Alyssa Sass. And here's Trenton Pearson.
designated hitter, number 13.
Trenton Pearson down the line, that stays fair. Sass is gonna go to 3rd. Longstop picks it up, throws it to cutoff, and quickly the Bombers have 2nd and 3rd, no outs. And here is Delia.
99.
The infield is in for the High Rollers. Breaks his bat 0-2.
Dropkin in a jam here.
Can she get out of this? Strike 3 call! Delia looks at a fastball, gets the top half of the plate. And here is Beatrice Tanner. She's been hot today. Midfield is in. 2 for 3 with a solo shot and a double that gave the Bombers, put them to 4. That ball is in the left. Is it going to be enough? There goes Sass. Throw from long stop. It goes to 3rd, and there's going to be a late throw, but the Bombers take a 5-4 lead late in the 8th inning. And it's 2 outs for Billy O'Connell. And once again, they will walk Billy O'Connell to face Rifleman.
Worked for them last time, and honestly, you know, surprised the AI is making a good move.
Now batting the right fielder.
There's is it Hamish or Hamish?
I call it Hamish.
Hamish Rifleman. Out in front of that changeup, 1-1.
Now that doesn't mean I'm correct, but at least we're both wrong together.
It's that ball, a flare at our first, and it works out again for the High Rollers, but the Bombers put themselves in front once again. 5-4 to the bottom of the 8th. As Whitney, if he was watching this game, he'd be losing his mind.
I'll tell you, there's no one else you would want to be at the plate right now.
Becky
The High Rollers!
right! Rifleman's at the wall, and Becky Bowe does it again!
I didn't even get to finish saying it. There's no one else that you would want from the High Rollers organization at the plate right now other than Becky Bowe.
Whitney, no, get out!
She is single-handedly the reason why the High Rollers have a chance so far in the series.
5-5, oh my goodness, what is this game, Isaac? Tags, Turnpike, what a tag. Here's Kid Shirley.
He had plenty of time to flip it to the base too, but that was kind of nifty there.
Up the middle, and Shirley is on. What a game, Isaac. We've had great games tonight.
That first one from the Bombers, like I was saying earlier, like they kind of pulled ahead, and then the rob from Rifleman made it interesting.
And oh my goodness,
Not even close.
out by a mile. Back to wrestles, but once again, people, we are tied. 5-5. Becky Bowe with their second home run of the game. We're heading into the 9th.
The left fielder.
5-all, Benetti. Benetti hits it into right center, and that baby is gone. Bombers are up 6-5. What is this game?
Well, that's how you rebound from a pretty crappy series against the Serpents.
You guys aren't seeing me, but I have a giant grin on my face.
Number 6.
The games, listen, when you first start a game, it's a little bit draining thinking about how much more you have of the game to cover. But then once you get into the final innings and there's all this pressure, it's all worth it.
Eddie Boy, thank you for the first time chat. Thank you for joining the stream. Hope you enjoy.
Number 20.
It's crazy to think about how good this postseason has been. Like, we have been spoiled this postseason.
Turnpike, go to first, and it's 2 outs for Alyssa Sass.
Number 35.
We had some classics during the season, but like, this might have been the most competitive postseason we have had in the league.
We've had very few blowouts. 3-1 to Sass. And she'll get walked. A 2-out walk puts Pearson up to bat. Throw it on first, and that's it for Dropkin.
Number 30.
Bobby Farmhand trying to send this into the bottom of the 9th, down by 1 for the High Rollers. And a dangerous pitch there. It jams him. Woolley goes to first, and we're heading to the bottom of the 9th. Bombers 3 outs away from stealing a home field advantage and up 2-0. Heading back to the home field. Luther's going to be pulled for Carlisle Reynolds as the defensive replacement. Obi hits it into center field. I don't think it's got the juice. And Sanchez makes the out. Oh my goodness, Isaac.
I mean, you gotta think back since game 1 against the Serpents, the Bombers look like a completely different team. Kind of had to work their way through the Cyclones. And then now, like, after that first game against the Serpents, they have just been producing But the High Rollers are showing why they're the 2 seed here. They are not giving up without a fight.
Long stop on, a lot of speed on the base paths. You have to know he's going. 2-0 to Wooly. Check on long stop, safe. Because apparently you don't have a backup outfielder, dude. Yeah, and Wooly gets walked. Dangerous there. Now the tying runs in scoring position. Yeah, May got lifted for Delia.
Number 89. Back up. Ball.
And Wrestle's unable to find the zone here. 2-0 to max range. That's a strike. 2-1. You can cut the tension with the knife right now, Isaac.
If you're a runner, you want this hit into right field as opposed to left or center.
In the dirt, and it's back-to-back walks. Bases loaded. 1 out for blind Ollie.
Third baseman, number
He's
Oh,
certainly
no.
due. He is certainly due right now.
Oh my goodness, it's a swing and a miss! A high fastball, he goes chasing, and oh my god, Isaac, it's Becky Foe! It's Becky Foe, who already has 2 home runs. Can she tie it or win the game for the High Rollers?
How is she not locked in?
Ground ball foul, down to the last strike, 1-2. Oh, 2-2. And the Bombers win it! Oh my goodness. This game, dude. This game.
It just doesn't get better than that. The bases
Dude.
get loaded.
And
The
they
long
have their
relievers,
hottest hitter up.
the long relievers have not really been on point this game, but the ball's on Wrestles to get it back. And I've got to say, as this is the last that we will see of this series until tomorrow, the difference maker in this series is Peach Dropkin, but not in the way that the High Rollers would have liked to have Peach Dropkin be the difference maker with her returning from injury. Love to have your long reliever back, but she has been the Achilles heel in these late parts of the games. And to be fair, like, Wrestles got beat up a little bit and nearly got kind of lucky there towards the end of the game, although this time the ending was more so of his own as opposed to Rifleman bailing him out. But Dropkin, if the Highlows are going to reverse sweep this, Dropkin has to find a way to get back into her groove that she had before she got injured, because the Highlows are not going to be able to turn this series around with Dropkin operating it the way she is. And I mean, for the Bombers, this is probably the closer game that they've had since they turned it around against the Serpents. It's getting the runners home from in scoring position, turning that narrative around. Like this,
7 home runs. 7 home runs in this game.
this is going to be crazy tomorrow, especially considering we're doing all the games tomorrow. I'm calling it right now, if the High Rollers are able to get Dropkin to get just in her groove in Game 3, and if the High Rollers can win in Game 3, we're going to go to a Game 5.
So what a game 2 from the High Rollers and Bombers. Bombers go up 2-0, and we'll see them back tomorrow. But don't go anywhere. The final game of the nightcap. Can the Knights get back in the series, or will we leave today with both series being at 2-0? We're heading back to Shaka. Vikings, Knights up next. This is SSBL on Twitch. So a quick turnaround here as we are almost ready to go. Fizek going into game 2, Vikings Knights. I mean, Knights, very close. Game 1, very close game. Vikings just played it a tiny bit better. Where the edge, won it late. What are you looking for adjustments in terms of these two teams?
It's got to come down to what Holiday can do on the mound. I think, to be honest, like both teams have playmakers on both sides of the plate, but the biggest X factor is Joy Holiday. She has had a phenomenal season. What can she do to help get the Vikings set up well? If she can give the Vikings a 3-run buffer heading into the 6th, I think the Vikings are really liking their prospects heading into tomorrow.
So there we go. Will we come out with 2-0s or will we come out with the series tied going into tomorrow? Let's see here as we going back to Shaka. Game number 2, Knights Vikings. Shep Franks versus Joy Holiday.
And honestly, shout out to Shaka returning last season. And this is really like, I think, the longest glory we've seen it in a while. It's such a unique stadium. It's very controversial stadium. But it's so cool to see it in postseason action.
So Joy Holiday, as Apple him to center field, Fizek, give me the rundown on Joy Holiday so far, as she is a Pitcher of the Year candidate.
Absolutely. She has been absolutely phenomenal for this Vikings squad. Like you're saying, she's an all-star, has put together a really, really good campaign. 28 innings pitched, 22 hits, 4 earned run, 4 walks, 16 strikeouts, 1.29 ERA, 0.929 whip. Absolutely phenomenal.
You know, there was a lot of discussion too in that draft as Shaz Leonard absolutely shatters his bat. There's a lot of discussion too in that draft between Holiday or Casio. And that ball is going to be one hop to Nunez to Reed, back to first and Dragon Special. But, you know, Cassiopeia, Holiday, some people thought maybe Pacifica as well. And, you know, Holiday so far has been the much better pick and was the number 2 pick after Cassiopeia. And she's really shown it.
Well, I mean, based off the way the Epic series is going, and if Holiday can find a way to get the win for the Vikings here, we're going to have the manifestation of that with CDC and Holiday going at it.
So, pretty smooth inning, just a single for, but the Dragon Special raced that. And Shep Franks on the mound. You did get too cute. You did get too cute. I even told you you're getting too cute. That's the problem of having the first pick, because you just think about it the whole time, and then you're like, oh, I don't know what to do. See, for me, when I had the first pick, I love it. Well, when I had it, it was an easy choice. I knew who my first pick was for like a month. Yeah, Wolf Gamer, I rarely hit home runs. I usually just shoot for the gaps and get a bunch of triples when I actually play. Hey, for this stadium, you really got to have a fast outfield to cover those gaps, and I think that's what the Vikings have a slight edge on the Knights on. They have a really fast outfield, and they cover the gaps well.
Not only that, it's not necessarily completely applicable to the Knights. It is applicable to the Knights in one man in the name of Alex Hatman, who is in center, who has one of the worst arms for a center fielder, and especially here at Shaka, it's just so deep for him to make those throws.
So here's Judd French as Fizek. Please give me the rundown on Shep Franks real quick.
Shep Franks this season, 15 innings pitched, 16 hits, 12 earned runs, 10 walks, 14 strikeouts, 7.21 ERA, 1.734 whip.
So not the best season for Shep Franks, who's been up and down his whole career, but gets the order down, I guess. Messed up that one. Here's Haley Angeles batting fourth. Strike 3 called.
Now batting, the second baseman, number 2.
As Holiday starts out the first batter with the strikeout, and here is Andy Gibbon. And Holiday's already locked in, Fizek.
Yeah, give up that leadoff hit to Hatman, but has been able to recover.
It's fly ball to center field, makes it 2 outs, and here is Vinny Bates. Ball up the middle, that's going to be the second hit for the Knights. Just getting off the end of the bat, but putting it where no one was.
Now batting, the shortstop.
And here's our back.
Number 33.
Interesting note for the Knights. They actually only have one available player to retire, and it's Neville Smiley. So I know it's been interesting having Vinny Bates behind the plate, but he's actually going to be their go-to going forward as well.
Well, Neville Smiley is usually the defensive replacement as Rockback looks at strike 3. So nothing much so just another hit for the Knights, but
The right fielder.
no runs, no errors. And here is Vicky Marshall. Realistically, I think a big key to this game is like who can score first, especially with both pitchers on the mound. I think it's more imperative that the Knights really get after Holiday, since once she gets in the groove, she's almost unhittable. But in terms of the Vikings, I mean, any runs against Franks, and if Holiday's in a groove, I mean, it's pretty easy pickings for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Vikings also just have the advantage of their outfield, like you were saying. It suits so well to Shaka. Like, I think the Knights need to get like 2 to 3 runs ahead of the Vikings to really feel like they're ahead. Anything less than 2 to 3 runs, or rather anything less than 3 runs, and I don't think you feel safe if you're the Knights.
As the Vikings get their first hit of the ball game, but that one's popped into right. Pretty decent foul territory over there. And that'll do it for the Vikings. Just a hit in the second inning, but nothing else. To the third, it'll be Weiss, Sacred, and Hatman. Feisek, would you mind taking it over just for a second? I will be right back.
Kenya Weiss came over this season for the Knights. After he kind of traded a couple different hands. Earns himself a leadoff walk here.
Now batting, the designated
Here is Dave Sacred, former Moonshot. Knights really put an exclamation point against the Moonshots in the conference semifinals. That one is into center. So the runners on first and second, getting to Joy a little bit here, and she will move to neutral mojo.
batting, the center fielder, number 26.
Alex Hatman, top of the order. Chance here for the Knights. And he's got speed, so you have to think potential Dragon Special out of play. That one's up the middle. It'll get through. Runner will round home. The throw by Judd French is in time. Gunned down
First baseman.
is Weiss. He didn't have the speed. The Knights have already wasted 1 runner. Could have been bases loaded, nobody out.
It looks like I missed a lot as Weiss gets thrown out at home, but first and second for Shaz Leathers.
It was a walk, single, and then that one up the middle by Hatman, and Weiss too slow.
Oh my God, he got a good handle on that one, but it's foul. And a walk. So bases loaded, 1 out. And if this honestly, this is what you want for the Knights. You know, you're putting pressure on Holiday, making her spend pitches, and a 1 out, you could really just put some runs on the board here and get an early lead.
Especially if you can get that pitch count up towards
Oh my
60
goodness.
potentially.
Popped up, Deputy gets the out, 2 outs.
Now batting, the left fielder,
And
number
my
17.
God, if you're the Vikings, you get out of this huge momentum towards your side.
Holiday will be worse for the wear with her pitch count, but you would take it
Ground
given the
ball.
situation.
Nunez makes a great play, throw to first in time, and the game stays tied. Knights load the bases, but they come up with nothing. And it's to the bottom of the third, still scoreless.
You got to question Weiss running from second, even with, I mean, the decent arm out there in center. No reason for Weiss to make those rounds home. You could have had bases loaded, nobody out. And to your point, Whitney, I definitely think so. Just from that last game for French, absolutely dominant. This game picking up right where he left off.
And Weiss making a play, but I don't think it's going to matter. Just safe as Miyuki.
Now batting, the first baseman, number 14. Now batting, the designated hitter, number 17.
Ball's hit to center field pretty well, but going to end the inning. Just a hit for the Vikings. And we're through 3-0-0. Isaac, what are your thoughts through 3 so far early in the game?
The second baseman.
Holiday is, I mean, it's going to come down to the bullpen for the Vikings here. Holiday is not going to be able to, unless she can really turn this pitch count around, she's maybe going to go, 6 innings, if that. I think they'll be lucky to get, 5 and a third out of her. And so, it's going to come down to Woodward and Barnstormer. What can they do for the Vikings as, the Knights have seemed to find their way through here offensively. And as Whitney is saying, the biggest issue is that, Holiday is struggling here, and Franks has been pretty dang good so far.
Ball's hit into center field. Oh, and French can't make the play. Bounces right in front of him. Luckily, it didn't get away from him. So just a single.
Number 33.
Low risk, high reward there for French. He's got enough fielding that it wouldn't have gone past him.
And here's Rock.
Would have been really great if he could have gotten it.
And if you're the Knights, this is pretty well. 62 pitches, 3 innings for Holiday. And first and second, no outs. That ball is into center field. That's going to get down. Will they test it again? They will. Throw home. In time! John French again!
When will you learn that your actions have consequences?
John French
Oh,
again! And will they try it again?
Don't.
This time
don't.
they are smart and keep the bases loaded.
Now batting, the designated
Oh,
hitter, number
like,
41.
Whitney, stop. I'll give you copium, bro.
it wasn't Weiss, but still,
It was
why
given.
would you
It was
test?
given.
Why would you test that arm again?
Swing and a miss. Big strikeout from Holiday. That was 2 outs. And Isaac, once again, bases loaded, 2 outs. The Knights are pulling a Lumberjacks.
Again, in the same exact theme from last inning, you would have gotten your run if you had just been patient.
Liner right to McMaster, and again the Knights leaving out a small village on the base pass. 8 hits, no runs.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 41.
And here is the man, the myth, the legend, Judd French. Up the middle, back, gets under his glove, and that's a single.
The Vikings do not look like the better team right now.
Fielder,
Just the Knights are making mental mistakes here.
The Knights are losing it from their base runners. The Knights are putting together a fantastic game, but they're making the stupid mistakes at the very end when they don't need to be. When you're tied up and there's nobody out, there's no reason to attempt that.
Weiss goes to first, and Judd French is at third, so 90 feet away. The Vikings trying to start the scoring here.
47.
Whitney, I should know the answer to your question, but I don't, because that is how much I have blocked out that series against the Vikings.
It was all the blur.
It's for the betterment of my life that I do not remember a single thing from that series, except for the Dragons blowing the
Grounder.
cover.
Oh my God, Judd French wins home. Why did you go? What? What?
What?
Second baseman,
So a run scores. Weiss did not go home, and again, Isaac another mental error on the Knights.
Hey, you know what? The Knights are being consistent. They just don't know what to do when a runner is at third, offensively or defensively.
Did you hear me? I was already calling that he's gonna go home.
Now batting the first
Had
baseman,
plenty of time to. Like, the infield is in. That's why you're playing the infield in, is to go home.
Leathers gets under that slider, pops it up into left field. And Reed goes all the way out there to get it, but she will.
now batting the right fielder.
Here's Levi
number
Booth.
19.
That's outside.
3-0 to Levi Booth. Booth hits that well, got the green line on 3-0, but just sends it to right.
Now batting
Here's
the
Haley
right
Angeles.
fielder.
The biggest issue with this for the Knights is that they keep on giving Holiday a way to stay into this game.
Liner, and it's a quick inning for Holiday as she goes 1-2-3.
The Vikings don't have a bad bullpen by any stretch of the means. However,
Now batting
you want Joy Holiday out there as long as possible. And the issue is that she's not getting tenths because she's not giving up runs.
now batting
So strike 3. And Shep French has a pretty healthy pitch count, Isaac. How is that going to factor into the game later?
Well, again, they've got Dante Smalls in the bullpen, and we saw Noel Newman, who was fantastic in the first game. But again, the fact that he's locked in as well is super important here. The longer that he goes, the more consistency that there is. And just him as a lefty is just matching up really well right now against this Vikings batting order.
now batting the first baseman number 14.
So a walk puts McMaster up, and she goes after the first pitch and pops it up into right. And Isaac, I have to say, the Knights, they're the better team. They're looking like the better team right now. They're just making
They're
mental
out
mistakes.
hitting the Vikings 8-3. If
It's
that
just they're
doesn't
making
tell you
mental
how
mistakes.
they have 8 hits and no runs.
And there is no reason why Holiday should be at 6 innings now and still pitching.
She was at 60 through 3 innings.
As Gibbon sends a 2-0 to left. And here's
She
Vinny
was-
Bates.
She was looking lucky to make it out of the 4th. And here she is in the 6th.
0-2.
Not even hitting 90 yet.
Bates pops it up. And here is Rock back. Knights need something. And that's it for Holiday. I would have let her gone another one, but Bert Barnstormer will come into pitch.
So death by 1,000 cuts will be
Up
the
the
name of the
middle.
game if the Knights are able to come back here. Just
Death by
from
a
getting
thousand. Death by 1,000 cuts, he says.
death by 1,000 cuts for 1 drop of blood when you needed 1 drop of blood to win if they're able to make the comeback. Because of the fact that they were able to get 60 pitches on her through the first 3 innings. But, I mean,
There goes back. Throw from Miyuki. He's out! And it just keeps on coming. To the bottom of the 6, Hatmore, French, Marshall.
The designated hitter number 7.
I just, you can't write this. You can't, I would never even think to rig it this way.
Popped out into shallow center. Here's Judd French. He's 1 for 2 with the single. He scored.
Number 41.
Judd French into the gap. Will it be cut off? It will by Hatman. So he keeps to a single. Just turning his soul. That shows he's good.
Vikings doing this well.
Yeah, and the Knights will provide the village with how many people they're leaving on base.
Ball outside.
Man, I'll tell you, if Becky Foe is carrying the High Rollers right now, despite them being down 0-2, Judd French is the one who is standing out for this
Hit
Vikings
pretty
team.
well, but Hatman takes a couple steps back and makes the out.
I mean, French is now hitting what? Like 6 for 8? Something like that?
Ball outside.
And those 2 guns?
You're safe.
And a stolen base?
2-2. Strike 3 called! Big strikeout on drivers. Down on strikes as the Vikings trying to runner.
Now back, the third baseman, number 20.
Right, the Knights got what they wanted. They got Halliday out before the 7th. But are they going to be able to do anything about it?
That's low. Off the plate. Take it.
So a leadoff walk is not what you want to see for a Vikings fan.
Designated hitter.
Well, I mean, Weiss got walked last time, and it worked out pretty well for him.
Here's Dave Sacred.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
No, I believe Joe Biggs is the longer lever.
Joe Butts.
Joe Buds. Ground ball and Fizek. This is a Dragon special.
Now back, the
Well, you know, at least the runner didn't get gunned down at home, you know? You gotta look at the positive
Here's
side.
Alex Hatman.
Nope. Nope. Yeah.
Ground ball. Reed fires it to first, and we're going to the bottom of the 7th. I may square it on the call with Fizek. As if you're enjoying the stream, please give us a follow. We've been having a hell of a lot of fun tonight. Submissions for SSBL to see your player move at the ranks. The link is dropped in the chat. And also, if you want to get in on the fun and the SSBL fun, maybe become a manager or just hang out. There's the Discord link for the SSBL, as it's going to be a 1 out.
now back, the shortstop, number 69.
Nope. That's high. Ball inside. Yeah.
Chef Frank's still out there, 6 in the 3rd. As that ball's into center field, so a single for the Vikings. And realistically, Fizek, it feels like any run the Vikings get will end this game.
Now back,
I mean, that's not the case, but it just feels like that.
number
Like, I know the deepest part of Shaka is center, but
Ball outside.
home runs are still hitting Shaka, but it's gotta be
It's gotta
like
be the left
small
or
ball
right.
that gets you through. And it's the Knights have not proven that they've known how to score with singles and walks.
What a pitch from Shep Franks as the lawnmower is started on Deputy, and she goes back to the dugout. 2 outs, and there's Kazuya Miyuki.
If I was Shep Franks, I'd be pissed right now. Putting forth one of the best outings he's had all season,
That
if
ball's
not
hit.
the best.
Hatman gets us right in front of him, but stops Reed from going to 3rd. 7 Ks for Shep Franks, though, tonight.
number
Just a walk. He's pitched a beauty, but no
He's given
offense
up-
from the Knights.
He's given up 1 run. What more could you ask from him against the Vikings?
Ball inside. Yeah.
Like
2-2.
I know that we're making it sound like the Knights lost this game, not that the Vikings won this game.
Waste.
Obviously, you have the ground out there, like, but the only way the Vikings have won this game is by the arm of Judd French. But this is the Knights losing this game. This is not the Vikings winning.
I
this
agree. This is more the Knights losing this game than the Vikings winning this game. The Knights are beating themselves. And yes, Whitney, I agree. This is probably the best start of Shep Frank's career. Oh my goodness.
That's high.
Like, the Knights are waiting for a home run. It's not coming in Shaka. It's not coming unless you blast it out of here. And that one is blasted, but it's going to hit foul. But it's very unlikely they're getting a home run here. They're not playing small ball, and that ball is hit to short. Riley Reed makes the throw. 5 outs to go for the Vikings.
that third is when it all went wrong. That getting you got Holiday at 60.
Levi Booth in the right. Back goes Marshall at the wall. It's gone. What was I saying? I'll eat crow. Levi Booth in the right field. 422 feet. And the Knights are finally on the board.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 17.
Stupid. That's how they get their run. That's how they get their run. All of that other stuff just absolutely wasted. I mean, player of the game for the Knights. I don't care if they win 10-1 now. It's Shep Franks.
Deputy throws a first, gonna be in time.
Now batting,
And Faisal, I just want to say this. We have had probably the best crop of games all night. Like, in terms of the 4 games we've had, this has probably been the best crop in my memory.
Yeah, like in terms of, I just go back to saying this postseason has been ridiculous. Like, it just feels like every single day of we have not had a dull game except for maybe one this
As
entire
Gibbons
series.
thrown out at second. Bottom of the 8th. Yes, you're reading it right. The Knights have 1 run on 11 hits.
designated hit. Now pitching,
Shep Franks is done. Here comes Dante Smalls. I agree with this pull.
I want to see the walks.
Hit to left. Out.
I want to know how many base runners the Knights had today.
Here is Judd French. A soft liner to Given. And here's Ricky Marshall.
the right fielder.
Every game has been close tonight, Isaac. Every game. And that first game, that's a misnomer because it was close for most of the game until the Bombers pulled away in the 9th.
No, that was still a close game. Rifleman pulled off like the best rod that he'll ever have in his career. If he doesn't make that, Russell's gives up back-to-back homers and it's a 2-run game.
Bates hits it all right, but I don't think it has the distance. Off the wall! Mickey Marshall, what are you doing? Bates is gonna go to third. And it's a leadoff triple, Isaac, for Vinny Bates.
Shortstop, number 33.
Okay, they have a runner at third.
And
So far
watch him
this
miss.
game, it's been bad news.
And
Anytime a
watch him
runner
miss
from
that
third
fly
heads
and he
home.
get thrown out at home. Can rock back to it. 2-2. Big and a miss. 1 out. And here is Kenya Weast.
Like, I want to say that the ball is in the Knights' court right now, but past second base, they don't know what to do this game. This is uncharted territory for them.
Always charted. They just can't get through it. 2-1. Strike. Favorable call. 2-2. Oh my goodness.
Oh, man.
Ground ball. Reed goes home. Oh my God.
What? Are you kidding me?
That's right. So Vinny Bates is out. A runner on first. What a play by Riley Reed. What is this game, dude? Here's Dave Sacred.
I stand by my point. I'm not convinced know what to do with a runner at second or third.
So here's Dave Sacred. 2-1. That's a strike on the outside corner. 2-2.
Watch him jack this and the Knights win 3-1.
Oh my gosh, I thought he was. Nunez backhands it, throw the first in time. And we're going to the bottom of the 9th. Your ass, you are reading that right. The Knights have had a 1 run on 12 hits.
What's so funny is that ball, like you were saying, like you didn't think it had the distance, and it was like millimeters away from going out, and this game is 2-1. The Knights are looking to level the
Whitney,
series.
it wasn't a bad send. No, it wasn't. It's just funny because Isaac said it. He's gonna get thrown. He's like, you ever run on third? There's no outs. Come on.
I stand by it. I wasn't convinced.
Here's Nunez, and they walk the batter. Why is Vinny Bates still in this game? You have to put in
there-
slightly.
Is there a way to give Shep Franks the
Ground
win?
ball. Oh my God. Back goes the first. It's, oh my God, what a dig by Leathers.
The shortstop.
No,
Okay.
as in like I want Shep Franks to get the win, even if the Vikings win here, because the Vikings did not win. The Bats lost
slow
for the
roller.
Knights.
Blease goes the first. In time, just out by a step. Oh my God, and now the Vikings are 90 feet away from winning this game, Isaac.
And they know what to do with the runner at third.
Oh my God. Strike. That game is over and the Vikings win! Oh, they'll go to Swagger. Oh my God. Vikings win! Another walk-off! This time
No.
by Deputy!
No way! Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now?
Another.
The biggest issue with this game is we're gonna go to the pitching stats,
Whitney, do
and
you
the
wanna
win
come
is gonna
comment,
go to
please?
like, the win is gonna go to like Barnstormer when it should go to Shep Franks, because even though his team lost 2-1, he did not lose this game at any point. This was, if you are a Knights fan, you need to be disgusted right now. The Knights need to win.
Isaac, how do you come back from
8-0
this?
next
How do
game.
you come back from this? How do you come back from this?
I
Dude, that was one of the craziest games, and then now it turns out like it was back and forth, just like how many opportunities did the Knights have to win or just get a run? Oh my God, their whole run was a solo shot.
like I'm gonna go ahead and say this. This series is over. The Knights can win the next 2 games at Swagger. They do not know what to do at Shaka. Whitney, please add some semblance of
Whitney, please
of-
come in here, please.
of sanity.
Oh, he's in
I
here.
have never seen a game like that before. Like
Bro.
the Knights outplayed them in every facet except from running from third to home.
That was one of the craziest games of all time, dude. Oh my God.
I don't know what to say.
Whitney, is this series over? Is this series over?
This
Yes,
series is
the
over.
series over.
This
Like
series is over.
See, here's
Like,
the
who-
thing. Here's the thing, and boy, Whitney, it's not about your team. I still think the High Rollers have a shot because it's the High Rollers and they're one of the more complete teams in the SSBL. But I don't understand how you're the Knights and you come back from not one, but twice you get walked off on, and this one was devastating. Shep Franks pitches the game of his career. You have bases loaded with 1 out twice, and you can't score. You have multiple runners in scoring position throughout the whole game. You score 1 run off 12 hits, and it was a solo shot.
bases loaded, 1 out in like 3 different innings too.
Like you pulled the Lumberjacks just like ×2.
The Moonshots not winning a single postseason game since season 4 is a cakewalk compared to the embarrassment that we call this offensive outing for the Knights. That is the single most diabolical thing I have ever seen
Like,
in this
I'm
since
going,
I have
I'm
been-
going to say this. Yes, Isaac, you're right. You said this already. The Vikings did not win this game. The Knights lost this game.
The thing is, like, if you showed me like the box score apart from the
Here's
hits
your
column,
box score. Here's your box score.
I would have say like, okay, I could expect that game to happen, especially with Joy Halliday on the mound. But then you show me the hits column, like, what happened?
So I'm gonna say this: taking out Booth's lone home run, the Knights had 14 runners on base and scored 0 runs. If you take out Booth's home run,
No one who reached base scored.
exactly. 14
That's-
runners on base, and they scored 0 runs.
Day looks like crap today. That might have been the worst start of Halliday so far this season.
The Vikings didn't have pinned base runners the entire game.
Gives up no runs. Goes 60 pitches through the first 3 innings. Gives up no
And
runs.
realistically, the Vikings, nobody really. I mean, French had 2 hits, and then Miyuki, but they had 7 hits. They had 7 hits. It's just they came
mean-
up clutch when they needed to.
Franks did have the one. Shep Franks did give up the 1 run, run that gave up because the infield was playing, but they didn't throw home. And then the Vikings make that play. Riley Reed makes the play. That's also the difference in the game. Riley Reed is able to make the play that the Knights and Rock Back decided to not to. That's an extra run right there.
Look, Joy Holiday had a similar start that Tipsy Reynolds had in Game 1 against the Bombers, where Tipsy Reynolds, on the box score, it does not look, it's like, oh, she pitched well. No, if you really looked at the game, Tipsy was struggling, and the same with Holiday, struggling throughout her start. And,
I mean, yeah, she's got a 2 whip, basically, like 10 base runners through 5 2/3.
Yeah, Shep Franks, obviously, by far the best starter, by far outpitched her. But just, the Knights' mental mistakes just did him in.
A strikeout every winning and a strikeout every inning and half the whip of Holiday. Like, by far the best outing Shep Franks has had as a starter. And cannot, I mean, the ultimate Felix. The ultimate Felix.
This is a DeGrom type of start, man. This is a DeGrom type of start.
And he is, yeah.
Like, oh my God. Like, I don't see how the Knights come back from this. Maybe you get one, but how do you come back from this? Your heart just got ripped out twice.
I'm saying this right now. This series is over. If the Knights reverse sweep, they are not winning the Super Series.
No. If the Knights reverse sweep, this will be the biggest choke job in SSBL history by the Vikings. The biggest choke job.
Yeah, because the Knights have Ben Tojim and Lacey Fellows up next. Like, they're decent pitchers, but Tojim has always had his issues, and Fellows has been hot and cold this season. Like, the Knights have put themselves in a massive, massive hole to try and climb.
Like, the High Rollers have a way better shot at pulling out the hole than the Knights do right now. This series is over. I still give the High Rollers a shot.
Yeah.
But this series is over. This series is over. So, anyway, that'll do it for us, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for listening to the rant. Dan's not going to like this. Vikings are going to like this. This is hilarious.
It's going to be amazing when Dan, like, posts after he sees,
he's gonna be like,
both of these games.
Happened?
After the first game.
I just like how I knew when Bates was on third with nobody out that the Knights were still going to lose. I just love how we all knew that deep down. We all knew deep down there was no way the Knights were going to get that.
It was a leadoff triple, and they couldn't score him.
Oh my God. But we'll say this, if the Vikings lose and the Knights reverse sweep them, biggest choke job in SSBL history. They have all the momentum in the world. The Vikings, okay, so game 1, they took out their heart and threw it on the floor. Game 2, took out their heart and showed it to them and then smashed it in their face. This is, oh my God.
And Judd French isn't even up here with the reason this game was won. He saved 2 runs.
Wow. That's actually probably one of the craziest games I've ever seen in this league. And it was only 2-1. Well, how would you say 2-1? Dude, this is one of those games where you have to watch the entire game to see everything unfold. Like,
I already posted in the Discord, no spoilers, but if you want
you have to watch that game for it. You have to. So anyway, thank you for joining us, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Josh will be back on the call for the first time this season in the majors tomorrow. I am A Squared, Fizek, and Whitney coming in at the end to rant. We'll see you back here tomorrow.